Back in the day, chiropractic work was known as quackery. That's right, quackery. I'll look at my Google real quick and see like what the heck is quackery. Um, just make That's just a word that back in the day meant is some BS. It's some old bull. And that's what they thought about chiropractic. Um, so I'm going to talk a little bit about chiropractic today. One of the reasons that I thought of this is because today I find myself wearing my Chi University t-shirt. And this is where I received my chiropractic training for animals. And I really love that aspect of my work. So for those of you who aren't familiar with me, first of all, my name is Damiana, and I am a beautiful yellow flowering shrub used as an aphrodisiac. I'm also a healer and a medicine woman, and I'm here to share whatever is top of my mind, whatever comes up, whatever I think that could benefit you all, and also just to create a safe space for myself to talk about these things, no matter who's watching. So, chiropractic was definitely seen like, could you imagine like back in the, I don't know, at least here in this country, you know, in the early 1900s and the 20s and everything, and you've got doctors who are really going on some of the teachings from back in the Nile River Valley. But we're not going to go back that far. We're going to just talk about the United States. We're not going to talk about, you know, the beginnings of humankind on other continents right now. So we know that this, you know, chiropractic work and other holistic modalities have been long since used in other countries and across continents. So we'll just end that right there. But for now, we'll say that here in the States, chiropractic work was definitely seen as quackery. Like they had the regular doctors who were just coming into their knowledge, and then you've got people who are like, yeah, let's look at the backbone and try to line things up there. And they just were not having it. And so I think it's just really interesting. I mean, I wouldn't say it's too much different than a lot of the reaction to holistic modalities that is still seen today in this country. You know, the pharmaceutical industry, they've got a stranglehold on us Americans. And so they don't want us to know about, you know, oregano oil or um, astragalus or anything that could keep us away from of a doctor, said doctor. So chiropractic work is amazing. It's definitely not quackery. And we know that now. We've got, you know, doctors of chiropractic now. We've got veterinarians such as myself doing chiropractic work on animals. So, you know, we've gotten past that. Now we know that in actuality, chiropractic work does not only focus on the bones and the vertebrae, as one might think. You know, it's like, oh, that backbone, you know, crack my back, doc, crack my back. And that is an important part of it because, you know, you've got those vertebrae that are stacking up there in your spine or, you know, along a dog's back or along a horse's back. And with movement and jumping and all kinds of vibrations and shocks, those vertebrae will, you know, misalign. And if you know the physiology of the vertebrae, you know, it's not just like just bones and muscles. No, there's veins, arteries, and nerves, you know, pinched nerves, all of those things that can be found as well. So when doing chiropractic treatments, the methods that are used are ones that are taking into account those other structures in the body. Okay, so you could have a serious amount of pain. You could have a pinched nerve in there, and then a chiropractic practitioner such as myself can get in there and feel where that restriction is and make that adjustment and hopefully release that pinched nerve or release that blocked blood vessel that's now causing, gangrene or less blood flow to a certain area of the body. So I love it. As a matter of fact, I need to go back to my chiropractor soon. I haven't been in quite a while, but the funny thing and the great thing is that chiropractic work really can be beneficial for anybody at any age. Think about it. Newborn baby, right? Or even a litter of puppies. They're in that womb, all crunched up and smushed up, and their little backbone. I mean, their little backbones have just formed. The little bones are just forming. They're still somewhat soft. So they're going to be moving around and squishing around. But most, newborn babies do not receive chiropractic treatment or care. Most new litters of puppies or kittens or a new foal doesn't necessarily get that kind of care. But in my opinion, they should. They absolutely should. So keep that in mind. This is just a little message from me to you to think a little bit deeper about chiropractic and how far it's come from quackery to, amazing pain relief and just really strong benefits for the body. Okay. Um, when I went down to Chi University, which is in Florida, for my chiropractic training for pets. And it was really a cool time in my life because it was actually during COVID. So it was like 2021 or so. And during that time, my daughter, Imani, was still at the house. And she was like, I want to go. And I was like, what? Come on. I was like, this will be great, because it's still an interesting time. So it was really like early in COVID in that like we would stop and get gas. And I was like, I am not going in that gas station. And I was like, putting gloves on to get gas or just using hand sanitizer afterwards as we were driving down there. We drove from Michigan down to Florida and nobody got sick. Like we didn't get sick or anything like that, but I had class and practicals and it was all good. I truly still firmly believe that keeping your immune system up and going and doing really well is going to help keep you from getting sick or from getting very sick if you do come across that old bug ever again. I did get it once back then and never again, and I don't expect to ever again because I keep my immune system up. And one thing that could help my immune system even more is by going and getting my chiropractic adjustments. So that can really balance out your body overall. I need to also go and get some massages and whatnot because I I deserve that. I would love that. Oh, just the thought of it right now, it'd be so great. So but yeah, so I have really good memories of my time learning about chiropractic training. I felt like I was in vet school all over again. Learning about, like, I had to learn the muscles, the bones, the attachments, the vessels and the nerves, all those things that were in there. But now, even further than vet school, now we had to learn the different parts of the vertebrae. So, you have a vertebrae, right? With the little top of the vertebrae up here. Then there's these little facets, little divots on them, and specific ones. So, if you have the C1 vertebrae up here, it might have a little hook on it, and T4 might have a little, divot or facet on the side, and all these things because you've got to be able to feel the bones and feel when they're offline. As a matter of fact, oftentimes when I'm doing my chiropractic adjustments on pets, my eyes are closed because I'm really depending on my fingers and my brain. And sometimes you don't even need the eyes for things like this. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on chiropractic. Have you ever been to the chiropractor before? Are you scared of something like that? I know that some people have fear and they maybe have heard someone else get adjusted and heard a little crack or a pop or something. They're like, "Mm, mm." So put in the comments and let me know how you feel about chiropractic. Do you feel like it's quackery? Is it something that you would recommend for people that you know, friends and family? What do you think about those babies and young animals getting adjusted? Do you think that makes sense based on everything that I have just told you? I'd love to get your comments. So go ahead and put those in to the comments below. And make sure that you are subscribed here and are looking out for more from Damiana Medicine Woman. You never know what I'm going to come out the box with: herbs, essential oils, meditation, mindfulness, and chiropractic. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Peace.